CTV News with Carlyle Fiset.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight with the latest fallout from the U.S. trade war. One of North America's major automakers, Stellantis, could be packing up production in Brampton, moving it to Illinois. Mike Lucatour has more on the response from government leaders.
We will make sure that we push the company and we hold them to account.
A letter from Melanie Joly to the CEO of Stellantis identifies legally binding commitments the car company made in the past as part of a deal with Canada and Ontario. If the company doesn't honor them, the federal government will exercise all options, including legal.
We've invested millions of dollars in that facility based on the commitment that they would be investing in a new model.
Ontario's premier is also digging in.
I'm not going to give them a penny because it was tied in to making sure Windsor and keep Brampton going.
Doug Ford says the head of Stellantis told him yesterday they were going to find a new model for the Brampton plant and move 1,500 workers to the one in Windsor. In a statement, Stellantis said Canada is very important to us, adding, "We have plans for Brampton and will share them upon further discussions with the Canadian government." Last week, U.S. President Donald Trump said both countries can't make cars, and Ontario's premier believes Stellantis' decision to shift $13 billion in investment is a result of all the trade uncertainty.
That guy, President Trump, he's a real piece of work. You know something? What my message to the Prime Minister when I meet him on Thursday is if you can't get a deal, let's start hitting him back.
Canadian vehicles to grow our auto industry.
Carney campaigned on standing up to Trump. However, in recent months, Canada has removed most counter tariffs on U.S. products, except for steel, aluminum, and autos.
Mark Carney's broken promises and weakness abroad are costing Canadian workers at home.
The minister responsible for trade with the U.S., Dominic LeBlanc, returned to Washington on Monday. He's working with Canadian negotiators to continue talks with their American counterparts on trade. Mike Lucatour, CTV News, Ottawa.
The mayor of Amherstburg says municipal leaders are in talks with officials from one business potentially interested in taking over the Crown Royal bottling facility slated for closure.
We have had discussions with one group, and that one group wants to use the Diageo plant and produce alcoholic beverages. It would be a much larger operation than Diageo.
The mayor is refusing to publicly identify the business at this stage, but says the company would buy the plant from Diageo. If that doesn't go through, an alternative location has already been determined. Premier Doug Ford has said 3 businesses have shown interest in the site, which is the town's largest employer with about 200 workers.
It's one of the reasons that they came here, trying to buy this, because you go around the world and open up a new factory and then hire 200 new people, none of whom knows what they're doing. It takes some time. So they really like this idea.
London police say 2 overnight shootings just minutes apart in northwest London may be linked. Police have released surveillance images of a blue Honda Civic. They say 2 homes were hit by gunfire shortly after midnight. The first was on Homestead Court, the second about 15 minutes later near Huron Street and the Parkway. No injuries were reported. Police say the suspect blue Civic was at both locations with no front license plate and the front passenger headlight was out. London police say 1 person is in hospital with critical injuries after they were hit by a driver last night in East London. Police say it happened around 8:30 p.m. at Dundas and Vancouver Streets. They say the man was seen walking a bicycle when he was hit, and the driver who hit him remained at the scene. Police are asking anyone with information or dash cam video to contact them. A 5-week strike at Fanshawe College will end tomorrow with support staff returning to work. Union leaders say they've reached a tentative agreement which should bring normal operations back to campuses across Ontario. With more from Fanshawe, here's Sean Irvin.
Fanshawe College was quiet Wednesday as most classes were on hiatus for study week. But amongst the students still around, it appeared many were unaware a strike by 800 support staff was resolved pending a ratification vote.
Oh, I didn't know that it's over.
It is over?
It's over?
It's over.
Oh, that's good.
With word spreading, other students expressed relief that normal operations would resume. Throughout the strike, most have struggled to access student services and equipment.
Our labs were constantly missing equipment and stuff like that because it wasn't getting repaired fast enough. And now our testing will be able to be in class again as opposed to being online.
The tentative agreement will be revealed to OPSU support staff members in a series of information meetings. The return to work as voting on the new agreement takes place. Provincially, the union argues it won more than a contract. It says it was out to fight for the loss of 10,000 jobs and 650 college programs. But the workers represented by OPSU Local 109 at Fanshawe expect the best agreement possible.
Absolutely, yeah, but especially that job security piece that we've been waiting for with all the layoffs and the low funding across the province. That is the one piece we were waiting on. So I'm really excited to hear what they were able to negotiate for that.
Visser acknowledges the 5-week strike had begun to take a toll on her members and students facing academic and accommodation challenges.
The student support services are so important, and the students are the future of our country. So having that funding that we need and being able to support our students in the best possible way while also protecting these great jobs for people was really, really important to us.
While some students support the strike action, they also agree with the decision by colleges to keep the doors open during the dispute.
From my perspective, it would have really disrupted my career if they would have shut the college down.
In London, Sean Irvin, CTV News.
An update today from LHSC leadership after the hospital launched legal action in the summer over an apparent fraud scheme involving high-ranking officials and tens of millions of dollars. It was part of a much larger community update meeting. With more on today's message, here's Rita Ismail.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
For the first time since London Health Sciences Centre filed several statements of claim suing former employees and contractors over an alleged fraudulent scheme, hospital supervisor David Mouche spoke publicly.
When I became and was made aware of some of the concerning information, that's when I engaged the London Police Service to investigate. At the same time, we opened an internal forensic audit conducted by a third party.
Mouche updated the public on the ongoing investigations into past procurement practices that allegedly defrauded the hospital of tens of millions of dollars over more than a decade. LHSC says it has taken several measures to ensure this doesn't happen again, including auditing and oversight, process improvements, vendor compliance programs, leadership and governance renewal, and whistleblower protection.
I don't want to come across that this will eliminate this from ever happening again. Anyone who says that's not living in reality. What cannot happen again is for an event like this to happen and happen over such an extended period of time. That's got to stop. You got to put in checks and balances in place in order to ensure it doesn't last for a decade or more.
The hospital also hired auditing firm KPMG to conduct a third-party review.
To hire them, it's in the middle 6 figures annually. And it all depends on the volume of work. So that's kind of the general amount, but it's well worth the investment. When you're dealing with $1.9, $1.8 billion organization, to spend that type of money in order to support internal audit staff and bring in that expertise. And the great thing about KPMG is they're connected with multiple hospitals doing this work across the province.
During the hour-long community update, hospital staff also provided information on the upcoming cold and flu season, as well as new initiatives being launched across the organization. Rita Ismail, CTV News.
There's a new online tool for local patients booking breast cancer screening appointments. St. Joseph's Healthcare now has a self-scheduling portal created in line with new provincial rules, which recommend screenings start at age 40. St. Joe's officials say more than 1,000 appointments were booked during the program's soft launch. They say this should improve access, ease pressure on phone lines, and increase the chances of earlier detection. Lambton public health officials have issued a toxic opioid advisory. They say they've detected 2 new substances in street drugs which are potentially dangerous. According to the health unit, additional Narcan doses may be needed for overdosing patients. Naloxone kits are available for free through Lambton Public Health and local pharmacies. A major funding announcement today for supportive housing at the former South Street Hospital lands.
Tackling homelessness across Canada, building deeply affordable units, and partnering with private builders to double the pace of home building, while we're going to be using Canadian technology, Canadian lumber, and Canadian skilled trades.
The money is coming from the federal government's Build Canada Homes Agency, which was launched to expedite home construction. The federal government and City of London have pledged more than $10 million for 42 supportive homes on South Street inside the former War Memorial Children's Hospital. A nonprofit will operate the facility with spaces reserved for Londoners experiencing homelessness or at risk of homelessness.
We got deeply affordable rents. We got rent geared towards income units, and we have highly supportive housing, all within one neighborhood that was formerly hospital lands the provincial government owned, had decommissioned the hospital and wasn't being used. And now we're going to have hundreds and hundreds of people of all walks of life and all different means living together in a revitalized Soho community.
Sarnia's Heart Hub is expected to launch next month. It's a facility built to support people battling addiction, mental health issues, and homelessness. With more on that project, here's Jerry Dewan.
Representatives from a number of social agencies discussed the vision for the Homeless and Addiction Recovery Treatment Hub, or Heart Hub, with addiction treatment a focus for the region.
Opioid-related deaths in Lambton are nearly double the provincial average.
The Heart Hub's central location is set to open on November 4th at what is now the headquarters of the Lambton-Kent Mental Health Association.
Living facilities are going to be here. There's currently renovations and construction happening to relocate a kitchen and to create some suitable space. Then there will be a need for some desks and some offices, but there's a lot that's already existing in the buildings.
The CMHA headquarters will move to the nearby Lambton County Shared Services Building. Another key component of the hub concept will be at the former Sarnia Collegiate Institute and Technical School, better known as SCITS. It will be home to transition beds for people recovering from addictions who have made it through the addiction recovery program at Blue Water Health's Sarnia Hospital and Phase 2 management at Ryan's House.
People can then move on through the transition beds into safe and affordable housing, and we hope that that's going to be a very successful outcome of a longer stay in the recovery plan.
Like many communities, Sarnia has grappled with encampments like the one recently dismantled at Rainbow Park. Hub proponents say new supportive residential locations are key to keeping people housed, including a planned 50-unit facility on George Street run by Indwell. Outreach teams will also be critical.
They choose very well where they're going to be going to, so they try to do some hot spots that are high emergency users or high homelessness users of the system, and they go to those spots to kind of meet the people where they're at.
Rayom Zimmer says the region's history of agencies working cooperatively positions them well to see success stories from the Heart Hub concept.
We really are working under a no wrong door concept, that everyone is going to be very aware of each other's resources, and it's going to be a direct handover from one program to the other.
The province has committed $5 million a year over the next 3 years to support the Sarnia-Lambton Heart Hub. Jerry Dewan, CTV News.
A London boxer is a world champion after a win south of the border this week. She had gone 5 years in between fights because no one seemingly wanted to take her on. As Brent Lale reports, that's a testament to her talent.
With a booming right hand and relentless pressure, Natasha the Nightmare Spence is the new WBA female international middleweight world champion.
The late nights, the pain, the loneliness, the doubt, I knew it would all pay off.
The 40-year-old Londoner out of Boomers Boxing Club has been fighting above her weight class against the top contenders in the world. Now she's back where she belongs and has her confidence and swagger back after a pair of victories.
Just have fun, and when I have fun, I flow, and results.
She earned the nickname The Nightmare by striking fear into her opponents. Now she has her sights set on an iconic WBA title.
We won a green belt at Boomers. You know, we're representing a legacy for Boomers, and
We want to just keep hanging them belts in the club.
What's good? What's you all right?
A thrill for her was having the support and backing of boxing legend Roy Jones Jr.
After my fight, he came up to me and was like, you know, we got to talk. He's like, you're the real deal.
After returning back to London, she got a special call.
I look at my phone, it says Roy Jones Jr. on it, and I'm still like, is this real? Nothing but great things to say, and he's an amazing man.
From London, Ontario. Now she's out here hanging out with the world champ, Roy Jones Jr. Y'all must have forgot, right? So it's real, recognized real at the end of the day.
Spence has become an overnight success, 21 years in the making. Her birth certificate says 40. But her mind and body think differently.
Anyone that knows me knows I live, breathe, eat, sleep, walk, talk boxing. Like, I shadow box in my sleep. I shadow box in the grocery store. Like, gotta buy a new display shelf. More room for more belts.
She'll take a brief break after the wear and tear of an 8-round bout, but it won't be long before she's back in the ring.
That's just been the name of my game, is stay ready. When the call comes, we answer it. It's that simple.
Brent Lyle, CTV News.
Still ahead, the new Grand Theatre production that's a disaster by design. We preview the play that goes wrong later on CTV News.
5K a day is back on 97.5 Virgin Radio. Listen to Jeff, KP, and Backstage Ben for your chance to win $5,000
every weekday.
5K a day.
Virgin Radio.
Canada's main stock index notched another record high today, helped by strength in basic material stocks. The TSX climbed 284. In New York, the Dow lost 17. The Nasdaq added 148. The Canadian dollar up just 1/100th of a cent today. On commodity markets, gold gained more than $38 an ounce. Oil fell 43 cents a barrel. Hamas leaders say they have handed over the bodies of 2 more Israeli hostages while trying to buy time in recovering the rest from beneath the rubble caused by the Israeli bombardment. As Joy Malbin reports, there's growing impatience, putting a fragile peace deal at risk.
2 more bodies returned tonight. It's a grim task. Now Hamas says it needs more time and specialized equipment to find the remaining hostages beneath the rubble in Gaza and after 2 years of war. As friends and family said goodbye to Daniel Shimon Peres, an Israeli soldier killed by Hamas. But the slow pace of returning the remains has angered Israel.
We stand clear when we say this. Hamas, the terror organization, is required to uphold its commitments to the mediators and return all of our hostages. We will not compromise on this.
Adding to the mistrust, one of the bodies returned says Israel wasn't even a hostage. In protest, Israel slowed down desperately needed aid to Gaza. Humanitarian groups calling on Israel to open more crossings and let more aid in.
Many of those items on the truck that were classified as such include solar panels, basic logistical equipment that we need, basic shelter items.
But with armed Hamas fighters still on the streets and reports of gunmen carrying out public executions, President Donald Trump says Hamas must and will give up its guns.
They have to do it, and if they don't do it, we'll do it.
Trump says they won't need the U.S. military, but will lean on the Arab nations who helped sign the peace deal.
Many of those countries relatively are very strong military powers, and Hamas has no support.
With the peace plan already under pressure, President Trump told CNN if Hamas doesn't return the hostages and surrender power, Israel could resume the war as soon as Trump gives the word. Joy Malbin, CTV News, Washington.
All right, thank you to Carrie Ann and Sean for this photo of Lucy showing her Blue Jays pride. I love it. Waking up tomorrow morning to lots of sunshine. It'll be fresh, clear, and crisp. Heading out the door, 2 degrees by 8 o'clock. I'll have your local weather forecast with a gorgeous Thursday on the way, but we're talking showers heading into the weekend. I'll have the timing, and we'll take a look at several rounds of rain that could impact your weekend plans. Stay with us.
Welcome back on the desk with Julie Atchison now. And Julie, expecting some more sunshine tomorrow after a beautiful day today. And might be a good opportunity to take in some of that sunshine because things are changing as we get toward the weekend.
For sure. Unsettled conditions. I haven't been able to talk about that in a while.
It has been calm, yeah.
I'm going to get to time out some showers. I'm going to get to actually have some fun with this forecast in terms of our next low pressure system coming in. Yes, we'll have some rainfall, some gusty winds, and a few rounds of rain coming in. So we'll talk about the timing on that in just a second. Today, look at that, above normal, beautiful, but it's getting cool out there tonight. It is fresh. Temperatures are dropping down, and we will hit the freezing mark in some areas. Mount Forest, KW, in and around Chatham, patchy frost. In London, hovering at around +1. And if you're near the lake tonight, 3 to 4 degrees. Satellite radar, we got a big area of high pressure that is building southward, so a nice ridge in place. Gorgeous conditions for your Thursday. It'll be fresh first thing in the morning, but by the afternoon, temperatures once again into the mid-teens. We have a northerly flow setting up, but the winds will be light and variable overnight, and then heading into tomorrow afternoon, the winds light out of the north at about 10 kilometers per hour. Lots of action going on across the these southern plains and the American Midwest. We do have some rainfall that's kicking up, but this system will become more organized and start to eject some moisture and a strong southerly flow towards southern Ontario. That means temperatures are headed up this weekend. So once again, we'll see a push of warmth coming in as we head into Saturday. Chance of rain on a Friday morning, especially toward Midwestern Ontario, and then the risk of rain across the area on a Friday night. So during the day, just overcast. Looks like a little batch of showers coming through first thing in the morning and then heading into the evening. Your Thursday forecast, sunny and dry and beautiful. By the afternoon, 15 degrees. Let's go out 7 days. So I got lots to show you in this one. So some showers coming in Friday morning. Probabilities on the lower end, but I am expecting that to kind of start to come up as this system takes shape. And then on Friday night, another round of rain. Saturday will be dry to start, sunshine in the morning, and then Saturday night, clouds moving back in and rainfall. Sunday looks rather unsettled. So Sunday will be the day perhaps you might want to grab a book, cuddle up on the couch, watch some football. Showers expected. Gusty winds, 17. 15 degrees on Monday, a bit cooler with the passage of the cold front, and then 14 Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, overnight lows at the freezing mark over the next couple of days, but you can see them jump up over the weekend. Soaking up the sunshine in Midwestern Ontario on Thursday, and then some showers Friday morning, a lull in the afternoon, just overcast, and then another round of rain coming in Friday night. Saturday, dry to start your day, so if you have some outdoor chores, this is the time of year where we have to start to rake up the leaves, clean up, perhaps put away some of that patio furniture as we prepare for the season ahead. Saturday during the day will be great for that, but Saturday night the clouds come in the rain. Showers and gusty winds on Sunday, and then the chance for showers on Monday. Temperatures take a bit of a dive next week, but close to where we should be for this time of year. Anywhere from 13 to 14 degrees, but unsettled with rounds of showers early next week as we head toward northern Huron, Perth, Grey, and Bruce County. That is a wrap on your evening forecast tonight. I'll send things back to you. Carlyle?
Julie, thanks very much. Local conservationists say they'll be able to expand their protected lands in Midwestern Ontario thanks to a substantial private donation. Scott Miller has more on the growing region of Ontario where nature takes precedence over development.
46 hectares of deciduous forests, wetlands, and even an inland lake near Wyerton are now protected from development forever.
We're in the business of conservation and in perpetuity. Absolutely. So no development.
Thanks to a donation from a Bruce County family, 46 hectares or 113 acres of land between Owen Sound and Wyerton is now in the hands of the Nature Conservancy of Canada. They protect 15 million hectares of land across the country from development, including 2,000 hectares along the diverse and environmentally sensitive Bruce Peninsula.
The peninsula is renowned in terms of a biodiversity hotspot amongst the Great Lakes, and this property allows a lot of different species to thrive there.
The Bruce Peninsula is home to more than 50 species of fern and is an international haven for orchids, of all things.
We've got 42 native orchid species, which is a lot. It's the highest kind of density of orchid species anywhere north of the Everglades in Florida, which is pretty remarkable when you think about the different habitat types between the two.
The donated land, known as the Mountain Lake property for its inland lake, builds on a recent purchase by Nature Conservancy of 29 hectares of land near Tobermory that was facing development pressures. The region is well known for its importance for migrating mammals and birds.
This property is great in that it provides a bit of a stepping stone for species as they're moving, to northern Canada, and then back down to the United States and even farther into South America. So it's really creating, kind of that more resilient landscape across the country as a whole.
Near Wyerton, Scott Miller, CTV News.
Welcome back. Video from a London animal removal company has gone viral.
All right, buddy, hang on.
So this happened over the weekend. A raccoon was stuck, needing some help getting out of a hole near Adelaide and Oxford. A worker from Forest City Wildlife Control was called, who provides a rope, gently pulling the raccoon out, which quickly jumps down the ladder and runs away unharmed. The video of the whole encounter has more than 12 million views online. And finally tonight, the Grand Theatre's new season is underway, kicking off with a slapstick Broadway hit. With more on this production of The Play That Goes Wrong, here's Nick Paparella.
It's had successful runs on Broadway and in the UK. Now The Play That Goes Wrong is hitting the stage at the Grand Theatre in London.
The Play That Goes Wrong is about a performing troupe from England called the Cornley Players, and they're coming to the Grand to put on their play, The Murder Mystery, The Murder at Haversham Manor. So what you see looks like a murder mystery, and they're all playing the parts of a murder mystery. But what you're experiencing really is this troupe trying to hold it together and everything falling apart.
A familiar name is the director of the play, former Grand Theatre Artistic Director Dennis Garnham.
It's very hard to make something look so bad and go so wrong so much. So as the director, that's my job, is to make it safe and make it fun. And so like every, giving it away a bit, every 20 seconds, something goes wrong. So there's a lot of work in terms of staging. It's been staged very specifically. I can't sit back. I have to kind of be involved with every last moment of everything.
The Play That Goes Horribly, Hysterically, and Terribly Wrong is now on at the Grand Theatre until November 2nd.
I think the biggest celebration of this show is that the show does go on. They keep going. Things fall apart. Things drop. Things break. And they just keep going. They forget lines. Somebody doesn't show up. Somebody shows up at the wrong time. Everything in this show has happened in the theater, at the Grand Theatre, I'm sure, at some point.
Nick Paparella, CTV News.
That's it for us. Thanks for watching. For all of us at CTV News London, I'm Carlyle Fiset. Have a good night.